That's always the thing about personal space in Minnesota. When you have to shoot these videos, you're just on top of each other.
That's right. That's right. Minnesota.
Most people
Most
in Minnesota,
Minnesotans
they don't like that,
sit
yeah.
this close together.
No, that's true.
Are you from Minnesota? You are, because you
I
went to
am,
Murray.
but I'm a
Except-
Latino, so I'll hug
So
you
you're fine
and give
with
you a
it.
kiss on the
You
cheek.
just hug your
Yeah.
way through the day.
That's right.
Perfect.
Exactly.
In fact, you should be closer.
Yeah.
I'm like Northern Minnesota, Lutheran, Scandinavian. All of that is opposite Latino. Okay.
He's familiar
Okay.
with those.
Yeah, I'm familiar
You're
with
familiar
your people.
with that?
I keep my distance. Whenever you guys are
And you're
ready.
ready, okay.
Yeah.
So, talk about the foundation's support and how that really looks here at Murray. That's the start. That was a clumsy thing. Let's start again.
Start again.
Yeah, thanks. Talk about the St. Anthony Park Community Foundation and really how the support for your programming looks here in the school.
Well, as the second year principal of Murray Middle School, one of the things that I was most struck by was just how the community rallies around our school and helps us align partnerships that advance student learning. St. Anthony Park Foundation specifically supports us fiscally with having viable partnerships with Wolf Ridge Environmental Center, the University of Minnesota Raptor Center, Wolf Ridge Leadership Group, and some of our literacy efforts in giving students experiences above and beyond the classroom.
And there's also, from time to time, support for the music program through our Gerald R. McKay Fund. And how does, talk about the arts and music and how that is supported here at Murray.
Right. One of the consequences of a typical school budget is often arts programs are impacted first. And what St. Anthony Park Foundation has done for us is really help us keep our music program viable. We've been able to add a beginning band program, and through a generous donation through St. Anthony Park Foundation, we were able to have instruments available for students that don't own instruments, so we can keep our music program alive. Additionally, purchase of marching band equipment so that we can give students a variety of experiences that are outside a traditional music program, with the addition of a marching band to do parades and different things like that.
Murray, that reminded me, of course, that Murray used to have one of the only skating bands in St. Paul. That they'd actually play, instead of a marching band, it was a skating band for hockey games. I know that's not coming back, but what it reminded me of is that Murray used to be a high school. And so the alumni support is really critical to some of these programs.
It is, in fact, a current example of how supportive the alumni here and their loyalty to supporting our students at Murray is the class of 1965 has made sustainable our University of Minnesota Raptor partnership, which is partnering for all 7th grade science students to really see in action the life science standards through the University of Minnesota Raptor program.
And they walk to class basically when they go over to the Raptor Center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then have they been able to actually see the Raptors, the working out over in the main lawn there at the university campus?
They have, and in fact, the big field trip where they'll spend all day at the Raptor Center is coming up here in a couple weeks. But other than that, the Raptor Center actually visits our school on multiple occasions and brings the Raptors right to our school, so students have an opportunity to interact and see life science standards alive and well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of one of the students taking a picture of a raptor with an iPad, and then I think they went back in art class and kind of were using that for, which is pretty cool to see all of that working together.
Yes. Yeah.
The community, you talked earlier about how supportive they are, and there are a number of different, at least 2 or 3, right, committees or groups that the community sits on, members of the community sit on to help with Murray. Describe those volunteer opportunities.
Sure. We, as a school community, know that it takes all stakeholders really to make school the best that it can be for students. And the opportunities for community members to come into our school are really viable. We have a pilot one-on-one tutoring program where up to 100 volunteers come into our school each week to work directly with students. Working committees that you just referenced, we have a climate improvement team that has many parents that sit on it and staff people. We have a parent advisory council who advise us on practices and decision making within the building. And we also have Murray Parent Association, which is a very traditional PTA group that works for direct benefit of students in the classroom through some fundraising.
Yeah. If you were going to talk to describe the importance of what the foundation means to Murray, to someone who is outside the community, really wasn't aware of how it works for you, what would you say?
Well, I would go back to all the examples that we've talked about in this conversation. Giving students opportunities to connect to learning above and beyond a traditional classroom is really difficult to do without a community wrapping around the school and helping partner with the school. All the partnerships that we're looking for as a school are meant to advance learning and extend learning opportunities past the classroom, and that's exactly what the foundation has done for us with all of the partnerships that we've and examples that we've already talked about.
Yeah, great. Well, it's a great relationship, and I think it's so critical too. It's oftentimes communities want to be a part of schools, but it's not easy for them to connect or to be a part in significant ways. And you certainly have invited the community in and partnered with them in such effective and successful ways. So it's a great relationship.
It is a very good relationship, and it's one of the things that we know are often lost in secondary schools. And so for us to be so intentional and work with the community and have the community support us so directly, we know our students do better.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yay, nay?
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Good. See,
Excellent.
you work with good people. I don't know.